to Dominating Dominion. I'm Ben.
I'm Zach.
And today, we random another set of 10 cards, looked at it and said, looks good, and we played.
From every set, once again. So.
Except Nocturne and
Oh yeah,
Renaissance.
not Nocturne and Renaissance.
We don't have those
Still
yet.
don't have them. So, well, we have Nocturne's not here. So, sorry. But I hope you enjoy the other cards. Let's go into it.
Today, we have Seller, Patrician, not Partition, Patrician, Quarry.
Don't forget Emporium.
That's true, there is an Emporium underneath those Patricians.
And now we can go to Quarry.
It's the last time I called it the wrong thing, and this time I forgot about the Emporium. This card just does not like me. Quarry, Magpie, Minion, Soothsayer, Pillage, Torturer, Border Village, and Altar. We also have the Colonies and Platinums in play. We got some spoils to go with our pillaging, Bonfire as an event, and Wolf Den as a landmark.
Okay.
You won last, so that means you have to go first.
4, I will buy a Quarry.
Hey, I also have 4 and I'll buy a Quarry.
Oh, nobody wanted a bird. 3, I'm going to purchase the event Bonfire so I can trash 2 cards I have in play. So 2 coppers. Buy.
Hey, I'm going to do the exact same thing.
Oh, we had the same idea to start. I'll be honest, I was hoping for the 5-2 split.
Well, yeah, the 5 cards in this one are just better.
They're pretty good, and you got Patrician. Alright, I got a Quarry, and so I got 3 action cards, cost 2 less, so I can get a 5. I will take... A Pillage. 2.
Patrician.
Quarry. I've got 4. I could get a 6 action card, so I will take an Altar.
Quarry with 4. I'll take an Altar.
Alright, I'm going to play Pillage. First I trash it. Then, if you have 5 or more cards, you reveal your hand, and I pick 1 to discard. Discard your copper. I'm going to then I get 2 spoils from the spoils pile. And make sure I put them back if I spend them, because I might forget. I never know. Alright, I got 2. I'm going to take a Patrician.
I have Patrician, so I draw a card, and I reveal it's a copper, so I don't get it. I got 2, I'll take a Patrician.
Patrician, draw a card. Is it a 5 or more? Nope. Put it back. Altar, I'm going to trash a copper, and then I get a 5 card. I'm going to take a Pillage, and then I've got 5 more Pillage.
I'm going to alter this estate into something. What that something is, I don't know yet.
Oh, I gotta remember. Plop.
Cheater. I'm going to gain a minion with that. And then Quarry for a total of 3, so I'll take another minion. Just realized all of our 5 cards are attack cards.
Yeah, they are. I'm just going to play 2 here and take a Patrician.
3, I'm going to buy a Bonfire and dump those.
Okay, I'm going to play a Patrician. 5 or more. Nope. And then I'm going to Pillage. Show me what you got. Discard your Quarry.
That's what I thought.
And then I've got a Quarry. Do I want another Patrician? I don't. I'm going to take a 7.
It's a Patrician. I draw a card and then I reveal. It's a minion, which means I get it because it costs 5 or more. And then I'll do another Patrician. Draw a card. And then I flip the top card. Is it gonna cost 5 or more? Well, I flipped an estate, so that's okay. I don't think I have a 5 card in there anyway. And then I'm gonna do a double minion, both for 2 coins. Then alter this for a minion.
Always
and
going
then
the
5,
minion route.
I have a minion.
Alright, I'm going to play a pillage. Trash that. I get 2 spoils. And I get to pick a card for you to discard.
Pick wisely.
See it, Patrician. I've got 6. Got to return my spoils. I'm going to take a border village, and that means I also get a 5 card, or a less card with this. I'm going to take a torture.
Oh my. Well, see, I got me a 3 with a quarry. I'll take another minion.
I wondered if you'd go the minion strat. I didn't think you would.
I didn't think I would
But
either.
you're doing it.
But I just like, it's just what happened. I was like, sure.
Okay. I'm playing a patrician. Card in action. 5 or more. Nope. It goes back. I'm going to play a seller and discard 1 to draw 1. I'm going to play an altar, trash that copper, and I'm going to take card costing up to 5. Let's take another pillage. Then I've got 6 in spoils, so I'm going to return those and take me a border village and a torturer.
Oh, snap. Patrician, draw a card, reveal. It's a copper, so it stays there. Minion, minion, minion. For 2 coins. And you know what? Just because I can, minion to discard my hand. So that way you have to discard your hand and then
Get
draw
4.
4, and then I get 4 cards. And I'm really hoping I get at least 2 coins out of this deal. Otherwise, it would have been sad. Draw 4. Oh, I got an altar with an estate. Which means I get a 5 card, which will be a minion. I've got 8. Take me a province.
Always going for provinces. Alright, I've got me a border village. Card and an act, or 2 actions. Then a patrician. Oh, I got to shuffle here. Get me a 5 card on the top, please. Plop. Nope. It was an estate. That's sad. Okay, I've got... That's not what I wanted here. Not really. I could have 5. I'd have to spend the spoils though and return it. I don't really want any more 5 cards. So
Do you want a 2?
I don't want a 2.
Okay.
I'm happy, honestly.
Patrician, draw, flip, it's a minion, which means I get it. And then minion for 2 coins, minion for discard my hand.
Plop.
2, 3, 4. Minion for 2 coins, minion for discard my hand.
I don't have to anymore because I'm at 4.
I'm going to turn these 2 sideways to say that they're worth money. That way we don't forget. 2 primes, 4. Oh, that drew 1 too many. That should go down. And then patrician, draw a card, flip. It's a copper, so it stays there. Minion for 2 coins, minion for 2 coins. Alter to trash this for a minion. And then I have 8 to province.
Alright, I'm playing a border village. Then I'm going to play a torturer. Discard 2 or take a curse into hand.
I really hope I have a minion because then I don't care. 1, 2.
2, 3. Right, I had 4. Wait, I should have this many, right? 7? 7, I think. I did math.
Started with 4s. Yeah, close enough. If you cheated, it got caught on camera.
Border village. A patrician. Nope. Another torturer. Boop. I know what that card is. A patrician. 5. Nope. I'm gonna play an Seller to discard 1 estate to draw this. And then I'm going to end here with an altar to trash an estate and take me a card costing up to 5. Pillage. So I've got here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
That's
7.
7.
I'm just taking a gold at this point. I need some legit gold.
Minion to discard my hand.
Oh, I'm
no.
shocked.
And then Patrician. It's a minion, which means I get it. 2 minions for 2 coins each, and then another minion to discard my hand. And then minion for 2 coins, minion for 2 coins. Do I want any of those? I could get a colony potentially.
I gotta discard this hand, right?
Yeah.
Pop.
I can go with 10, or I can try to get a colony. Which do I do? I think we're just gonna go with. I guess I have to kind of go. We'll go with the Patrician. We'll try it. We'll see what happens. Altar, which means I get it in my hand. Minion to discard to draw these, and I still ended up with 10.
Damn.
I gambled.
Border Village. Border Village. Torturer.
Oh no, I really need minion. Come on, game. Give me a minion.
Then I'm gonna play an altar. Trashed state to take a torturer.
Oh no! I dropped my province on the floor.
I don't really need these coffers because I don't want a 5 card. So I'm gonna discard 2 to get 2 and see what happens. Torturer! I wonder what that card is. I don't want any more 5s. I need better monies. Nope. I've got
You don't want to
5.
use your Oh, you don't have any
I
action.
don't have any actions left, so I got 5 again. I could get a 6 action card if I want, but I don't really. Is that up to 2?
Up to 2
Up
cards.
to 2. I'm gonna just buy that because I don't want the copper.
Do you want to jump anything else? Like your torturers?
I don't need a quarry either.
Okay.
Oh, it's cards in play, huh?
Yeah, that's in play.
Uh,
You should dump your torturers. They're not working out for you.
okay. I need to draw.
Minion,
I'm
discard
getting
my
rid of this.
hand. Plus 4. Minion for 2 coins.
You discarded?
I do.
Okay.
Well, I guess, yeah, I had nothing, so... Patrician to draw a card and then flip. Goes in my hand. 2 minions, 2 coins each, and then a minion to discard my hand and draw 4. And then a minion to discard my hand and draw 4. Don't want to do that. No, I'm just going to do it for 2 coins. Take my 8 and buy a province.
Patrician. 5 or more. Hey, it's a border village. Just what I needed. Torturer. 1, 2, 3. Border village. 1. I'm going to do a seller to discard 1. Draw 1.
Boop, boop.
Torturer to draw 3.
Oh no.
3. And a pillage. Show me a hand.
I don't have to. Because I don't have
Oh, yeah.
5 or more cards.
That's right. Okay. Well,
That would be very rude if I had 1 card and you got to discard it on me without playing a torturer.
I've got... Oh, I finally got 8.
But does he want that province?
I want the province.
Does he lose his spoils for the province?
Gold.
Dun, dun, dun. Minion will discard my hand. 2 coins, minion, 2 coins, minion, discard hand, that minion. Attrition, draw a card, flip, it's a province, which means it goes in my hand. And then 2 coins, 2 coins. And that's a province.
And I gotta discard 5, huh? 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
5, plop. Alright, we're going with the Torturer.
Oh, just a torturer.
Just a Torturer. That was terrible. Dang it. Don't want anything.
Minion for 2 coins. Minion to discard my hand. Patrician to draw a card, flip. It's a patrician, so I don't get it. But that's okay. I'll just minion to discard my hand. Patrician, draw a card, flip. It's a province, so I get it. And then 3 minions for 2 coins each. That's 8. Province.
A Torturer. Finally. 9. What I've been trying to get from the start, a Platinum.
I think that's a little late.
I do, but the only way I'm going to win this is by getting colonies at this point.
You did a torture, right?
Yes, I did.
You got a minion.
I figured. What is this one?
Uh-oh.
For 5. Yep.
Patrician. Oh, I got a minion. That's okay. Oh, I got 2 minions. So minion for 2 coins, minion to discard. 4 more coins. Minion for 2 coins, minion to discard. And then 2 minions for 2 coins.
Oh shit.
Sadly, you have to discard.
No.
Oh, did you just?
I did it
You
already.
did?
Did pillage.
Uh-oh.
I actually get hit you on this one. Oh. Oh. Look,
You have-
I
you have
still got. I still got that many.
Would you like me to discard a minion or a province?
to do a minion just cause?
And then I'll minion to discard my provinces. And I'll minion to discard my hand again. And then Patrician to draw a card, flip. So I get it. Minion for 2 coins, minion to get rid of everything. And then Patrician to draw a card. And then flip. It's a province, which means I get it. And then 2 minions
I
for
should not have that.
2 coins each. And that's 8. And that's the thing.
Oh man, that was.
I'm sorry.
So I have -5. Yeah, 6. This is 3, and this is 3, right?
And that's 3.
Oh yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Minus for each card you have exactly
-8. Nobody wants to live in my kingdom.
12, 24, 36, 42.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
Good game. Good game. I got beat fair and
I
square.
just had enough minions.
Is that our lowest score? What was that? 8?
8?
That might be the lowest score on the show. I mean, I could have scored higher, but at that point, I'm going for the win or nothing. I'm not trying to get any of this close. I'm just trying to win. So that was my intention. That went a lot differently than I thought.
Yes.
Clearly, since the strategy just didn't pan out.
I wasn't expecting to go minion in that game.
Before we even get into the cards, I think we should just discuss the strategy of the colonies and platinums being added in. The first thing, like usually in most games, when I see colonies and platinums are in, I'm already thinking more, I need to try to make more money just because getting the colonies is way better over the provinces.
Yep.
So, especially with Minion, we'll talk about that more, but that's why I didn't even look at Minion really. Because I'm like, I need to try to get these platinums and golds, the big money sources. But, as you saw there, even if colonies and platinums are in,
if you can get the provinces going
quick enough.
before your opponent can get the colonies going, you can actually consider a game still can end with a province pile going over the colonies. So.
And if it got to the point where I could do minions to get a colony, yippee. But I was focused on provinces. And
Yeah.
if I saw you getting a couple colonies, then I would have had to adjust it to trying to get those as well. But by the time the province pile got low,
Why buy a colony at
Yeah.
that point? You're just trying to end it. You know your head.
Yeah.
Unless you just want to really stick it to them. But
So
play it safe if you're especially in like a tournament.
don't try to stick it to people because sometimes they'll come back to bite you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you try to buy too many of the stuff, they'll be like, haha, my deck is now set. I can do everything I want.
Why don't we start with our landmark and event this time?
Wolf Den was our landmark, which means at the end of the game you lose 3 points for each card you have exactly 1 copy of. To me, this doesn't really add anything.
It's not my favorite landmark, but I mean, it made an interesting. Like, you want to try to get at least 2 copies of a card, which was my intention.
Same with
With
me.
an engine going, clearly by the end.
It's also the other reason why I didn't want to go Platinum and Colony. Because at least with Platinums, you might only get 1 of them in the game, and that's going to cost you 3 points.
I was hoping by the late game, I would have enough colonies and like high points to completely obliterate the minuses you're getting from landmark.
Yeah.
The only thing you have to worry about is if you got a close game, then you got to be like, oh. And if I know the individual cards, I'm gonna trash them with Altar or even Bonfire if they're in play. Let's. Anything else you want to say about Wolfden before we move on about it?
I think this would be more interesting in a set with like Cornucopia, which specializes with cards of having uniques.
Yeah.
Because then you have to debate: do I keep my uniques, which are going to cost me points, but make them all better, or do I get duplicates of things, which saves me points but might hurt your engine? But yeah.
Another, like, the landmarks are a nice way to just simply mix things up. If you're at home just playing with base or just like a couple boxes, even just mixing in 1 landmark can drastically change up your games if you have a limited amount of cards. Bonfire, this is one of my favorite adventures events.
We both just jumped right on board with this Bonfire because it allows you to trash up to 2 cards you have in play, which is really nice at getting rid of coppers early on.
For my start, since I went Quarry, I felt I could pass up on the silver because I want the 5 actions, and I'm like, I don't really need the silver to get to those quicker when I already got Quarry, so I might as well Bonfire the coppers I really don't want right off the bat.
And we both went Quarry Bonfire to start.
Yeah.
You were going for it to get to the 5 cards. I was going for it to get to Altar to get rid of my estates to get my 5 cards.
It's interesting because I don't think there's really any other trash cards that deal with cards in play. So especially if you're playing with Bonfire and buys, using like the 3 extra coins you might have had after you bought something.
Because I really wanted that to get rid of some of the cards that I had.
So that it will definitely get more use when there's a buy-in. But even without it, as you saw towards the end, I was just like, I don't really want any more 5 cards because I had enough. I was getting I need money at this point, and I need to try to get my spoils together. So I'm just gonna trash the copper and I trashed the copper and the Quarry. As much as I was like, I'm having money problems. It might be dumb to ditch the 1 coins. My money problems was coming from spoils not getting together. So that was my logic for throwing that away.
It made sense because you don't want to draw crappy cards, especially because you had the money, you just weren't getting it together.
And it was a spacing problem in my deck. So that's the nice thing about Bonfire. You can play some cards and just trash them. You can take cards that like action cards you don't want and you've already got use of and buy 2.
Yep.
So really fun event. It's nice because you don't actually have to buy a card to play to trash. It's just you looking down there and you go, I have 3 coins. Might as well trash some stuff I have out there.
Yep.
So those were our 2, side cards. So let's go into our kingdom cards. Start at the bottom.
Start at the bottom. Seller. You went this. I didn't because I had other methods.
I only did because I kept seeing like I was drawing victories and I wasn't getting rid of them as quick. So I was like, I might as well discard them and try to go through the stuff, maybe
Yep.
get my spoils together. I didn't want to really empty the patrician pile because of
Especially
what
with
you
me,
were doing.
yeah.
So I was like, I don't really want to buy that. So I dumped that. So I picked up one of these just because I had to, and I was like, I can always discard cards I don't want in my hand and draw the cards I want.
Yep.
And that's what's nice about Cellar. It's fun in a game, especially where you can't trash, because at least if this is in, you can take crappy cards you're stuck with and hopefully get better cards later on down the road.
The reason I didn't go this is because typically the things you want to discard are like your victory cards or your
Mhm.
coppers. And if you have a couple coppers, I was going to use Bonfire to get rid of them. If I had my victory cards, I wanted to use Altar to get rid of them. So I
Mhm.
didn't really want to discard them and then draw my Altar and be like, crap, no, I can't use this Altar to get rid of the victory cards. But that was my reasoning for not going in this case. Just because there were other trash methods. But I see where you're coming from, just based on your strategy.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the Patrician again.
Yes, we just talked about this commonly on the show, though. We'll talk about it again a bit in case you haven't seen that episode. Plus, let's talk about our opinion with this set. So,
I really like this because all of the engine card of my strategy was 5.
same with me.
with you.
All the cards I wanted were, since most of the cards were above 5 in this set.
Yeah.
It kind of like once we saw this, I feel like we both were like, we're definitely gonna probably pick these up to try to get them. So that alone, I think that's the real kicker with this card. It helps you get, if you're going the engine, grab those 5
And then-
or higher.
We didn't get to the Emporiums, but I would have definitely considered picking them up.
That is why I did not buy Patricians, because as much as like I was playing like sometimes at least 5 action cards, you were doing it way more frequently. So I was like, if he wants to go these,
It would help me
Good
get to
on
the
him.
higher things, just because the limiting factor with Minion is you either get cards or you get coins.
yeah. So you're gonna in order to get
Money,
the money,
you
you're
can only have so
sacrificing-
many.
yeah.
Um,
So definitely, if I would have let you get Emporiums,
I
you
might have gone for
that.
colonies as well.
But I mean, it wasn't that big of a deal if I did take the last Patrician. Like, you could have, if you really wanted to, just bought the last one, trashed it.
I would have if there was a buy card, because then I would have been able to bonfire the
Oh,
other
yeah.
stuff, but there was no buy card, so that's why I didn't do it.
So yet again, another game we haven't got to Emporium. So that makes me wonder still if it's like I the part I don't like about the mechanic of the split pile is sometimes you might really want this card,
But
but
you
you gotta
never
go
get
through
to.
these. It might still have been better, like just design wise, to make 2 different cards, so at least you get to see the bottom
Yeah.
ones more.
I think, again, this mechanic, you'll see the bottom set of cards more in, say, a 3-player game.
Yeah, definitely. I think
Um,
in this one you would have seen this pile with 4, definitely 3, probably. Yeah.
With 3, I'm fair, because
Yeah.
I think, between me and you,
There's only one
one
Patrician
left, so... And because of how powerful of a card it was in this set, since all the power cards were 5 or more,
I think most people do play 2 though. Like I'd be willing to guess. Let us know in the comments. Do you play? What numbers do you usually play with? 2, 3, 4? Do you dare go 5 or 6? So, because I think it's usually, for me personally, I like the 2 or 3 player games the most.
Yep.
So Quarry.
both of our opening 4 card, I think in this set, it allows you to get to the 5 and 6 cards quicker.
Which, since there's a plenty of them,
Definitely worth
better.
picking up. I think Magpies might have been something worth it to you to look at eventually for your strategy, because you were going to higher value treasures. But we should get to that when we get to Magpie. But for Quarry, I think this is a great to pick up 1, maybe 2 if you're worried about the 3 points from having only 1 copy of it.
and Quarries stack. So
Yeah.
if you even just end up with a hand with 2 Quarries, if you have a bunch of even 6 or 7 cards, this could drastically reduce those costs. This is a lot better though when you have a buy.
But yes,
Because you could make the cards free even, and then just pick up a bunch of them with your buys. So keep that in mind. Even though we didn't have a buy, it was still
I think it was
worth
worth
it.
picking up 1 copy.
Yeah.
Maybe 2, again, if you're worried about Wolf Den.
yeah. So Quarry, fun card. Keep an eye on it. So Magpie, talk about it. Why would I have wanted that?
So, the reason I'd say that is because you get your card, your action, which it replaces itself. That's nice, and then you reveal the top card of your deck. If it's the treasure, which you were trying to get treasures, and the issue that you were having was you weren't being able to get your treasures together. And I think this would have. It might not have worked right away, but if you start stacking 4 or 5 magpies together, you'll have a much better chance of getting your higher value treasure cards.
The only thing was, because I went the torture route,
That's
I didn't want to
true.
draw them without actions, so that is why I ignored the magpie. Otherwise, I probably might have. And usually, I love magpie as a card. But because I didn't have those treasures yet, I wasn't really interested in magpie.
I think for you, I would have picked it up earlier.
Maybe.
Just because then that way you get more of them for free.
That was something that crossed my head. If since I'm going quarry, will I want magpies? I decided I didn't really want to at the start because I was doing the bonfire, so I was getting rid of coppers. So I felt it was already going to come up enough. I might as well invest in the 5 cards. And if I didn't even hit that, I was like, maybe I'll grab the patricians. So when I get the 5 cards, I'm drawing them quicker then. Or maybe even picking up the silver. But I can definitely see your argument.
Then, the powerhouse of this game.
Once again,
Minion.
Minion. We've at least covered this once. There's an episode titled after Minion. I'm going to have to do it again for this one. There's probably, I think, a 3rd episode where we've covered this.
Probably.
So Minion has come up quite a bit. And I think just even seeing this again is another reason why I think it's actually one of the better 5 cards.
Yep.
On its own, just picking up one of them
Not
doesn't feel that
too
way.
great.
But as you can see, if you chain it, it can be pretty good.
And I think in this set, it was a direct counter to a lot of the other attack cards. In
Basically,
the game.
Torturer.
Torturer's
I noticed that
big
as I was going, but I'm like, I need the draws. I'm already starting the strategy. I don't know if it's too late to change.
Mhm.
So but yeah, you went the right move, definitely picking that up.
And then, again, if you're going Minion, you're going to be more focused on provinces.
Definitely, and that's why, like I said, I ignored it. When platinums and colonies go in, basically silvers, 2 coins become like the coppers. At least from if you play with a lot of prosperity, it basically goes down to that. You might pick up a silver early game, but it's only so you can get to the higher ones. And when I saw Minion on the table, I honestly did consider, because I'm like, it'd be really easy to chain the minions.
Yeah. But
But I said, colonies are in. I got to go for that. And 2, it's going to take me so many minions to do that. But you had the right thought.
it worked out.
Through those colonies, I'll just go for the provinces.
When I originally picked it up too, I was like, oh, I'll get a couple of these. That way, in case you torture me and I go down to 1 card, then I have a minion to get rid of it. And then it just ended up I kept getting minions.
Mm-hmm.
Because I never got the 6 split, because if I got the 6, I might have gone Border Village Torturer. But it turned out I just kept getting 5s, and then by the point that I wanted to maybe switch to something else, I was like, might as well just keep going minions and keep picking up provinces. So yeah, Minion. Very nice. A card that you can just play as a non-attack or an attack.
I think even when the 2 coins is chosen, it still counts as an attack. So if you have a reaction,
Yeah.
I think so. I think I've had it online.
Yeah, because it is labeled as an attack, even if you don't use it as an attack. Next one up.
Soothsayer, one of my favorite guilds cards.
Neither of us picked this up, and I think that was for you. You were going for
I think I would
the
have swapped
quick
this
rush.
for pillage. So here, let's talk about, this is what I would change. We're going to get to pillage here in a second. But seeing that I had to return the spoils, and I think that hurt me, I kind of look at Soothsayer now, where I would get the gold that I
and
can
then
keep.
you always keep it.
So that, in a way, is a bit of advantage. And I love Soothsayer. The only reason I didn't go it as much was because I wanted to get rid of cards to get my engine to keep going. And I really just wanted the platinums. So I was like, I'll get some spoils. Hopefully be able to pick up the platinums with them combined, or get even a gold at that point. But I think if this is in, you don't even need to really pay attention to the spoils. Just go for the golds. Because even if you get 2 spoils together, it's just going to be getting you a gold. And if there's a card that gives you a gold,
Might as well just
Go
take the gold.
the curse is going to hurt the person, but they get to draw a card because of it. It could help them that turn. So that's what makes it not as powerful as
And then alter to get rid of it.
Yeah, so that's also why I kind of was just like, the attack's not going to be too
I would have
powerful.
definitely picked this card up if there was a buy card, because when I felt that this wasn't useful anymore, I could have used that buy to use Bonfire to get rid of Soothsayer. But it's a nice card. It can be a powerful attack, but it also gives a card.
Again, kind of going back to like when we covered Empires with Legionary. Legionary, I still feel, is so much better than a Soothsayer, especially attack, because you're getting 3 coins from it. Sure, you're getting the gold, but it's going into your discard, and you gotta pick it up again and play it. So it's not as immediately as great as Legionary can be. And the attack part is just a lot worse, because you're discarding more cards. And this, you're getting a curse, but you're really going to draw a card. Which a lot of times when you draw another card,
so
it could be the card you really
thing,
need.
The other thing I saw is if I was able to get a Border Village, I could do the Border Village Soothsayer. You get your card. Minion, oh no, you just lose all that card.
You can null it that way.
So that's one way you can go in this set to kind of ignore or not as much help them with the extra card. But I think that's
the Soothsayer. So let's go to the card I decided over Soothsayer, and I think I ended up regretting, especially with your minion strategy. And that's Pillage. I wonder if this card, because, I thought about this after we just talked about the update to base and entry. Yeah. Feast was one of the cards they got rid of. And a lot of people didn't like it because it was one of those cards that it's a one-time use, you trash it, and then that's it. Pillage is kind of along that route, so I wonder if people hate it as much as Feast. Now, I think Feast was just less impressive because you're buying a 4 card just to get a 5 card, which can be good as your opening if you don't like any of the others, but otherwise it's not as interesting as a card as this one, because this one has an attack part. It's getting you 2 spoils. In this set, I don't think that was as impressive as it was, and especially once you had your minion engine going, you just always needed 1 minion to counter that.
Yep. And then the other thing with Pillage is if you get this early, which you did, its attack part isn't going to be as effective.
I mean, it really depends. If you flip, it could be effective early, because there's usually only maybe 1 card that's a clear standard.
That's true.
I didn't get you with that, really, I felt. So, because if Pillage, when you look at the hand, if there's 1 clear card that's best to take and the rest are that's still fine.
Yeah.
If there's a lot of really good cards, though, it's I'd rather play Militia where I'm hitting 2 cards if that's it.
I think the other thing, though, with this set, because Patrician was in for a 2, and same with Cellar.
Notice that as I was going with Patrician. I'm flipping spoils a lot. I might as well have just had the golds with the Soothsayer.
Yep.
But the reason I went it was because, again, I'm trying to get this Border Village Torturer combo going, and just with Platinums. So I was like, I'm going to trash this, it's going to be gone, and hopefully I would have picked up these cards so that it's just, I was trying me to be more efficient. The problem was, didn't have the money to back it up in the end. So, I don't know if you can make Pillage work any better in this set. I honestly feel maybe Magpie, instead of Patrician. I think you definitely have to grab Magpie at that point.
Yeah.
But Pillage is, I'd be curious to see what people think, since a lot of people hate Feast, and this is similar. What do you think? Because you're one who does not like Feast. What's your opinion just as Pillage as a card? You think meh?
Meh. I think it's going to be good in a game in which there will be the powerhouse card, but only you only need if they have 1 of it or something.
Definitely
I think it's
a big money strategy.
Yeah. I think it does counter some strategies, but overall, I think it's just okay. I think this loses a lot of value when there are Platinums and colonies in, because with spoils, it's typically when you can't get money together, just to get the middle cards I found, or even just golds itself. But I think it's just an okay card.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel at this point. All right, we're up to
Torturer.
The Torturer. Oh, you know what? I want to just say briefly on Pillage real quick. I'm really sorry if I didn't return to spoils when I should have. I tried to catch it. The but you know, there's a lot going on. You might miss it every once in a while. And that might be one of my complaints about spoils. There's so many, like, after you mix everything in, there's not a lot of mechanics where you're returning cards every time you play it.
Yep.
So that's the weird thing with spoils. I'm now kind of like, after we did that, I was like, I don't really miss the spoils mechanic as much. It's cool. It's definitely a lot better if you're just playing with Dark Ages. When you're doing it this way, I'm like, eh.
Yeah.
You gotta definitely like try to remember it. And we're pretty experienced. Like, we've played this a lot, so it's, imagine people who are not playing as much. They gotta definitely remember that.
Yep.
All right, to Torturer. I was really excited because we just made a Google spreadsheet where we now know like what cards we've actually hit on the show and which ones we haven't. We actually have hit a lot of these on the show before, but Torturer, one of my favorite 5 cards, and from what I've seen, it's a lot of people's favorite 5 card to go. We finally got to hit it on the show. So, Ben, Torturer, tell us about it. What do you think?
I really like this card. I was looking at getting it in this set. I think that the one downside of this is if players take all the curses, then it loses its entire attack value. So if Torture's in a game where you can trash your cards fairly easily, it loses a lot of value because you can just take those curses early on and get rid of them fairly quickly.
But I think that's important because a lot of people, especially new players, they hate Torturer because it can be a powerful attack because a lot of people think, I don't want to take a curse.
Yep.
But I have to remind, especially people who aren't used to playing with Torturer, you're taking that curse to your hand. If you can have a card, if you can have a card that's going to trash, if you're looking at your hand and you have a trash card in it, take the curse instead of discarding 2.
I didn't realize it goes to your hand.
A lot of people don't because there's not a lot of cards that say take it to your hand. But that's a part of the weakness of Torture is because the curse is going to your hand, unlike Witch. So, it's not as bad as you think. It's just the stacking part of having to discard 2 cards. Because
That's where it gets bad.
That's where it gets bad. And that's when I realized this card can be really powerful if it's played multiple times against you. Especially in a game where you can't trash the curse and you don't want to pick them up. So, if you see this, like I did, I was like, I'm going to try to stack it. I want to try to draw the cards, because I saw the perfect combo with Border Village. So I was like, I'll go that route. But, as you saw in this game, the Torture attack meant nothing. Which this becomes then a more expensive smithy.
In this set, if someone's going Torture and you don't want to pick it up, pick up a minion, pick up a couple minions, even if you're not going a minion-heavy strategy. Because if someone is playing multiple Torturers, and you have 1 minion, so long as you don't have to go down to, if you're not attacked by 3 Torturers, you're set, because then you just go, okay, minion, I get a new hand of cards, and then everyone else has to lose their hand of 5 and get 4.
But yeah, as long as, like, you see Torture out on the table, and you're worried about it, try to formulate a counter plan if your opponent is probably going to go it. And if you're going to go it, think of those counters to it. Because, again, it's one of the most powerful 5 cards in the game in most sets, from what I've seen. Every time it's in, people are really worried about it.
Yep.
But as long as you think about it, you can kind of learn to deal with it. And it makes it one of the more fun 5 cards, in my opinion, because of that. So, keep an eye on it. I hope it comes back up in another set at some point, because it's fun to see how, like this one, we didn't get to really utilize how good it is and show off just how powerful. So I'm hoping it comes back up and we get to show that off.
You probably would have seen it. If I didn't have that minion, it would have really hurt me.
Yeah.
But I had the one card that can probably counter it the best. I don't know if there's another card that can counter it better than minion.
Other reaction cards, like especially Watchtower, where you can just pick up the curse and trash it right away.
That's true.
I used to feel like when we played with Torture, I had to include that in there just for the fun mechanic. Plus, it is fun when you have a Watchtower and you get a curse, you just trash it. You kind of laugh at your opponent. Because it's not even you just blocked it. You're like, now it's less effective in the future because there's less there. So, Border Village, one of my favorite villages out of all the villages.
And it's funny because it's just a standard village, but it costs 6 because you can get a card less than it. Which really actually helps you set up an engine
a lot quicker. Which is why that combo, immediately when I saw it, I probably should have considered the minion stuff, but I love that combo. Like, if minion wasn't there, that combo would have been beast.
Yep.
But it just didn't pan out. But yeah, just because you can pick up the less card, it doesn't even have to be a 5 card.
It can be.
You'd like it to be. It's going to be most worth it.
But with this one, you also have to look at what's in the set. Because if there's nothing, like for the 6 card, if the next most valuable card is 2, not really worth picking up a Border Village to get a 2 card.
Mm-hmm.
But
again, and you got to figure it. Yeah, it's all about what you're getting with this. Because otherwise, you're just going to pick up a gold. Because a gold is way better than a 6 costing village.
Yeah.
And again, it just comes down to what's the terminal actions.
And then definitely good with setting up an engine.
I've noticed
At least with you need multiple actions. With my engine, I didn't.
I've noticed that with playing with some of the non-veteran players recently. A lot of people will look at Village and they still pick it up when they don't really need the actions. So it's like, you're kind of wasting your buy there. So if you're a new player, as much as you might love that Village, make sure you're utilizing it to its fullest. Otherwise, you might as well be picking up silvers or
something else.
Something else. In this case, it's not. We didn't have a Village; it was a high card. So, in this case, maybe the gold's a better buy. Or the altar.
Altar. Well, this card was I liked it.
This is a fun trash card. I don't know if there's so it costs 6. And yes, you're only getting to trash 1 card. But you know what? By the time you're picking it up, maybe you don't need to trash maybe like a chapel's worth of cards.
Yeah.
Plus, getting to gain a 5 card off of that, pretty good. And this one, it was nice.
If it was the only trash card,
oh yeah,
it would have been
a lot more powerful.
Yeah. It also would have shown up a lot less for both of us, I feel. Because we used our bonfire to get rid of a lot of our coppers. And then since the 5 cards were the driving mechanism, since we were able to go through our decks quicker, we were able to get those 5 cards with this, as well as get rid of any extra coppers we had lying around or estates.
Mm-hmm.
So I think in this set in particular, it was very powerful because of bonfire.
Yeah.
Because of that ability with bonfire, you can get rid of your coppers early on, but once you get to the later game, you want to go, okay, I want to get something more back from my trashes, and that's altar. If it's the only trash card in the game, might not be as viable as a pickup.
Yeah, unless you're going the engine already. This would just help you maybe pick up that card you want to keep your engine efficient and to get rid of a card you don't want in your engine. That's only if you're going the engine already. If you're not, I'd probably go the gold. If you're going big money, you're probably not going to pick this up.
Yeah.
Might as well go the gold. But yeah, I like Altar. It was definitely one of the cooler cards they introduced in Dark Ages. So, all right, I feel like we still feel Quarry is the 4 card you go if you have the 4-3 split.
Yeah, I feel like the Quarry is the best for the.
What's the 3 cards you recommend still?
I'd say Bonfire. Get rid of your coppers.
I agree, still that. Now, if you would have got the 5-2 split,
Patrician, Patrician definitely, and then, I mean, I'm gonna be biased here and say Minion. But I think that's just because, in hindsight, we see how good that was.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on your strategy.
I'd maybe say
Soothsayer. Or even Torture if you want to start hitting people early.
Yeah, or just draw the cards so you can get more money. So, my last question here before we close out. Having looked at the set now, so you went the whole, like, the empty the province strategy.
Yeah.
Do you see a way to beat the province strategy with the colonies? Is there, or do you think you're basically focused on provinces this set? Because that was something that might have been my biggest mistake, was to focus on the colonies.
I think for this one, it's a province pile ending game.
Mm-hmm.
Just because by the time you're able to set up something that continuously buy colonies, the minion strategy can be set up to already have gotten 4 or 5 provinces. And if the player who's doing the minion already has 4 or 5, say they have 4, and you pick up your first colony.
You had 4 by the time I could pick up a province, I think. And I was like, I knew your engine was more along that if I bought that province, I was basically helping you to end the game quicker,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't have been able to compete.
Let's say if I already have 4, and then you're able to pick up a colony every turn, and I'm able to pick up a province, I'm getting 8. I'll have 48 points from this. So it depends on if you're able to get that colony before I get my 4th province.
You really have to be able to grab that platinum a lot earlier than I was, and to be able to use it more frequently to either get golds or ideally more platinums. Because even if you just go golds, it can still be a little difficult to grab a colony. Because think about it, even if you pick up just 3 golds as your only money source, you can't get the colony.
And then,
So
again, if I was going a province heavy, and then I see, oh, you're going colonies, and I'm worried that your colonies are going to overpower mine, instead of gaining a province, there was a lot of times I could have had 9. I can just take this platinum, and now
And
my
then go
engine, I'll
for
be
it.
able to get colonies.
Or even that might have pushed you to go the Emporium.
Yeah.
But that was our set this week. So thanks everybody for watching. Should have more episodes coming your way soon. So we shot a bunch of these kind of back to back. Maybe next time will be Nocturne. We'll see. I don't know. We'll talk about it after we wrap this episode up. But what else? Anything else you want to say, Ben, before we go?
Not much about this set. But if you liked it, give it a like. Maybe hit that subscribe button if you haven't done that.
Yeah, it helps. And also hit the bell. That way you're notified. I don't think I've said that actually on this channel before.
I don't know of this bell.
Oh, okay. Well, if you don't know, you've probably heard from other YouTubers though. If you hit the bell, you'll get notified every time a new video is posted to the channel. So if you really like catching every episode, that's probably something you want to do. But again, leave comments if you want to see specific sets of cards. If you have 10 cards, you can go ahead and recommend. We will definitely, if it looks interesting, we'll check it out. If there's certain sets you want to see us play more with, we've just done we'll mix 10 cards. But if our fans want to see more of like Alchemy or more of some of the newer sets that came out, or if a lot of our fans are people who are playing more base Dominion and Intrigue, we can cover more of those cards too. So let us know. But if you like how everything's going right now, let us know that too. So catch you guys on the next episode of Dominating Dominion.
Bye.